Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. I think we're about two past the start of the time of the webinar. My name's Katie Agodnik, so I think we'll get started here. And you are here to learn about how you can create a winning tech touch strategy. I have been joined here by my esteemed colleague and the Director of Project, VJ, who I'm excited to have walk you through our new campaign editor during the webinar today. And just really appreciate you taking the time to learn from us. With that being said, I thought we would start off with a quick survey here in terms of what really you are hoping to get out of our session today. Awesome. Well, it looks like everybody's in the right place today. We have everything from people are interested just in campaign automation in general to looking to take their tech touch strategy to the next level. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and dive in and get started. So really, why tech touch? Why now? And I'm not sure if any of you had the opportunity to join another fantastic colleague of mine, Robin and Ann, last week when they went over the Tatango salary survey. But why tech touch now is because we're seeing a significant challenge based on our data of customers and the ability to scale and be proactive, because more than ever our customer success managers are needing to cover more accounts. 77% of the people that responded let us know that scale is their most important challenge and the one they're having the biggest time overcoming, with 75% of our respondents still being within a reactive state. And so again, that's why we're here today to I've been blessed with being able to work on different types of tech touch strategies over the past 5 years. And so I'm here today to share some of those best practices with you. And I'm really hoping that you can take those to heart and feel confident in putting together your own tech touch strategy. Let's go ahead and just dive in more to the tactical and the different things that I feel is really important that you pay attention to as you're coming out of the gate. First thing in being is, how are you going to segment your customers? There's so many different ways to do this. If you're a current customer of Tatango, you can use our robust segmentation to really segment your customers in any way that you'd like. But many of the things that I have used in the past to segment customers is by our customer spend, the journey stage being, are they with us the first 30 days? Are they have they been with us less than a year, more than a year? We've segmented our customers by employee count and customer maturity. And I'm showing this particular visual today because when I started out 5 years ago, this is really applicable to where my starting point was, where, oh my goodness, we have 30,000 accounts and we have this tech touch that we're wanting to do. And how can I infuse tech touch in addition to that just-in-time human touch? And so this is really applicable, I think, 5 years ago. But as I've continued to build out different tech touch strategies, there's one thing that really has been called out, and the fact is that tech touch really applies to every customer engagement. It isn't just for your customers that potentially are spending the least amount with you. Every single one of your business segments and customer success managers in those business segments can benefit from you infusing automation. I was recently on a podcast, and it really, I took to heart, was automate everything that you can so that your customer success teams can focus on the people. And so wouldn't it be fantastic if in that high touch, those enterprise, your customer success managers may only be really managing 5 to 10 customers, but how can you automate making sure their QBRs with their calendar invites are taken off their plate so that they can focus on the people activities? And so the first thing I really would start out again is ensuring that you have segmented your customers. And not only that, don't try to boil the ocean. Start with the different business segments and start to build on how you're going to kick off automation from there. So looking back to move forward with confidence is something that I want to make sure to emphasize. When you're building out a tech touch strategy, it's intensive. You have to make sure you have the content. You have to make sure that you have the resources to build the content, to measure the results. And so when I say look back to move forward, I propose that you really take a look at the data that you're all probably already sitting on. Create a short-term project with a small team within your organization and start tackling data gathering. And what I mean by that is leave no stone unturned. You want to look at and review your support tickets. You want to use your tasks and touch points. If you're currently utilizing Tatango, go look at your notes if you're not, and your Excel spreadsheets, any customer facing conversations that you've had with a customer. You want to make sure to gather those, categorize them so that you can better understand who is asking you what and when. So really you'll want to take into consideration the length of time a customer has been with you. The customers that are new to you are going to be asking you different questions than your customers that have been with you for several years. And then there's that question of who's asking you, so that if you're putting together a tech touch strategy, you're making sure that you're putting relevant content in front of the right audience. And once you've been able to review that, there's a couple things that are going to come out of that. Number one, you're going to understand when your customers are asking you different questions, so that you, as you're doing a proactive approach to putting automated content in front of those customers, are already anticipating what those users are going to be asking. In addition to that, you're going to have benchmarks. So, whether you're looking at putting together an adoption model for the first 30 or 60, 90 days, you're going to already see, based on what your current users, admins, or whatnot are doing, you are going to be able to see, hey, most of our customers or users within 30 days, they are going to have adopted this much of our particular platform. And so from there, you'll be able to put together a plan with confidence, because what you want to do is, after putting all the resources into this, know that you're going to be able to anticipate proactively what your customers are needing. So from there, you'll be able to, based on the who is asking you the questions, you've got the what and the when, you'll want to start taking into consideration audience segmentation. So I've talked a little bit about here, for this example in particular, let's just say you've got a plan, you're tasked with putting together a plan for the first 30, 60, 90 days. And these are all the different data points and people that are asking you questions, and what kind of questions they're asking. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to partition, and what are your users asking versus your admin versus your executives, because the content is going to be different. And you're also going to want to keep in mind, what are the goals that you're trying to achieve. So for the users, it might be that you want to make sure they're relatively confident that first 30, 60, 90 days in utilizing your tool. And in addition to that, they have resources at their fingertips that they can educate them to, again, be successful. In addition to that, with your admins, you're going to potentially want to make sure that they know that you're in their corner, helping to educate their users, and then helping them be successful implementing your tool. And then you have your executives. And your executives, for this particular persona, you're probably wanting to ensure that they know they made the right decision by working with your organization. They understand how you're going to help their team be successful, and you're going to want to make sure that they have an available resource to speak with at any point in time. And so once you've really sort of baked that out, you can start saying, okay, how am I going to want to be able to speak to those people? And what type of digital communication types are out there to help you achieve the goals. And really quickly, just going back to audience segmentation, why you have the different ways you're going to be talking to those people. In addition to that, overall, what you could potentially trying to be doing is creating habit and stickiness, and making sure to keep your particular platform top of mind. So with that being said, we've put up here a couple of the different types of digital communication that you can use to achieve those goals. You might be trying to do a driving adoption cadence, where you're putting some type of product, feature, or functionality in front of those users, admins, executives at any given time. You want to reinforce what they're using and let them know if they are successful, and celebrate that behavior that in the intent that you're trying to drive on behalf of that digital communication. You want to constantly be gathering feedback from those users so that you can iterate where you need to when it comes to the digital communication that you're putting out there. Have different ways that your team can engage with you and that you can bail them out when they need assistance. Hopefully after, you know, that first few months with you, you've created people that are already going to be loyal to your brand. So then take them to be customer advocates outside of your brand. And then in addition to that, you always want to stay on top of engage those that you've potentially, what we call our failure to launches, that we need to ensure we bring them back in the fold so that we can, you know, mitigate any risk as we are with this digital communication and really cultivate that relationship and bring them back in the fold. So once you have segmented your customers, you have a better understanding of the who, what, and when, and you have audience segmentation. There is this whole recipe for success that I personally had success with over the life cycle of me putting together different tech touch strategies. And it's really being concise and putting that relevant content in front of people at the right time. It's having a really buttoned up subject line. I have noticed myself that when I've added emojis, that has helped me to increase my open rates. Just keeping that in mind. In addition to that, when you have the content, what is it that you're trying to help, or what behavior are you trying to influence, and helping that person that you're sending it to understand what is in it for them. Everybody learns differently, so you can see already that we have not only content, but we have visual how-to, and then a call to action, because at the end of the day, you're putting this in front of people. You want to understand, is it driving and influencing the behavior of why you put this together in the first place? A couple things that I've learned is don't be afraid of an aggressive cadence, meaning depending on the goal that you're trying to achieve with the tech touch that you're putting in front of your own customers, it's okay to be in front of them several times within a week. You just have to make sure you're paying attention to your opt-out rates. And in addition to that, you want to make sure you're working really closely with your marketing team, because I find from a marketing team versus a customer success, there's two types of voices that are really coming at you or coming at your potential customers. And I've always seen the marketing team is working on the brand voice while you're working on the rep voice, which I think also lends to a better open rate for some of the tech touch that's coming from the customer success team as a result of those being a little bit more in tune with what the customers and knowing what the customers need. In addition to that, we have been a really big proponent in the past and currently of utilizing videos. One of my favorite video tools that I have used in the past is Vidyard, and learned that 58% completion rate happens if your videos are 60 seconds or less. We've seen that be the case in the videos that we're doing. Make them short, make them sweet and concise, and have other avenues for them to be able to educate themselves further. Again, just trying to make sure you're capturing their attention when they're getting this campaign, along with all the other emails that they're getting. Last but not least, one of the most important things is measuring the results. Because why are you doing all of this if you aren't seeing the open rates and the engagement rates and the milestones that you're wanting to celebrate as a result of putting this strategy together in the first place? So one of my favorite things that I with Tatango have seen is that we're able to let you know how many of your emails have been delivered, your view rate, aka open rate, your engagement. Not only that, several call to actions. I would say for those of you out there that are starting out, your initial campaign benchmarks, I get asked this question a lot, should be between a 20 to 25% open rate. We've seen in several of the strategies that I've done upwards of 50. And I'm not surprised, because we already anticipated the content that we knew people were going to need based on going back to collecting the data before we decided to deploy the strategy. So in addition to that, it helps you iterate, because your first pass is going to be a fantastic and exciting one, and then you're going to want to be able to start saying, hey, maybe the first one is just an overall blanket campaign of what we're trying to do, and in the future you want to do more of an intent-based campaign. If they don't do this, then do this campaign and get this type of content, and vice versa. So measuring your results is really what helps you be able to iterate and take your campaign and your tech touch strategy to the next level. I am going to hand it over to VJ for him to give you a great and albeit brief overview of our new campaign editor and how you can utilize today and put this into action for a winning tech touch strategy. So with that, VJ, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Katie. That was a detailed step-by-step action plan on scaling using a tech touch strategy. So I will be demonstrating all the capabilities of campaigns and all the tools necessary that Katie referenced. But before that, I thought I will also cover success blocks and the success block marketplace that's available in Totango, which is a unique innovation that's proving to be very successful. If you're wondering what success blocks are, they are little prepackaged applications that have all the things that you need to run a little, parts of your customer journey. And this is available in all editions of Totango, including the free edition, and it's completely free. So what you're looking at is a success block. As you can see, it has scorecards, it has various campaigns, and this particular one is demonstrating how you would run a onboarding program. As you can see here, there are segments, there are success plays, there are campaigns. And you can see here we have the success block marketplace, and the success block marketplace allows you to have additional standardized success blocks with all the best practices available out of the box. And you can see here for digital touch, you already have the digital onboarding, adoption, and such success blocks available for you to get them in your instance in one click. You simply do add and it's available to you. Okay, with that, we'll just dive into campaigns. So in this particular case, in campaigns, you already have standardized campaigns out of the box. Like I said, if you downloaded one of the success blocks from the marketplace, but you can very easily add a new campaign. And once you click new campaign, we offer lots of feature standardized templates out of the box for you. As you can see here, there are announcements, invitations, celebrations. So you name it, there are campaign templates for you. So you can simply click on one and customize it. So when I click on the one of the templates, as you can see here, the entire content of the campaign is customizable. I can very easily drag and drop components here. For example, as Katie was mentioning about video, here is a video component that I can simply drag and drop it wherever I want. And I can simply take one of the links and drop it here, and it will drop in the video. Now, one of the advantages of Totango's campaigns is all your run-of-the-mill marketing automation email software doesn't even come close to Totango's campaigns. The reason being, all the rich data that's available in Totango allows you to really personalize and target Totango's campaigns, so you can target and personalize it for your users, increasing open rates and just making it that much more personalized. So that's the advantage of Totango's campaigns. And not just that, you also have the ability to track every button, every link. As you can see here, you can track them, and of course, use this to then send additional campaigns based on that. Now, obviously, I'm not able to cover all the parts and aspects of this, including we have workflow automation and some advanced automation capabilities that allow you to manage the entire tech touch. But certainly, download the free version of Totango that's available, and all of these capabilities are available to you, so you can definitely play around with them. Katie, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Vijay. I appreciate you taking everyone through that. So I know that we are coming close to the end of our time together. And so a couple of things that I just wanted to reiterate from kind of the game plan we had presented for how to create a winning tech touch strategy. And that is that tech touch really does apply to all customers. Don't, when you're starting out, boil the ocean. Make sure you take a specific customer segment, use past data to lay the content and key goals for the foundation. So then you can look at that and see how you can apply that tech touch to all of your customers. Ensure that you have a digital path differentiation for different audience personas. You might just start off with one, but as you continue to build out your tech touch program, just keep in mind that there's different audiences that you're going to want to put different contact at the right time in front of. In addition to that, create a recipe for short, relevant engagements. And we gave you some tips on how to do that. And then always measure your results so that you can continue to iterate and make your tech touch strategy even better than when you started. So with that being said, no more excuses. We hope that we have given you some great best practices on how to create a winning tech touch strategy. We have the best practices that we've shared for not only the strategy, but we've teed it up for you to make it really easy within Totango to have content and different types of campaigns already designed and ideas on those campaigns already designed within the platform. So I encourage all of you after today to go in and check it out, albeit if you're a current customer or if not, this is available to you within our free self-service model that we have. Encourage you to go and definitely check that out today. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the day and are confident now in moving forward with your own winning tech touch strategy. Thanks so much. Take care.